is that housing isn't housing. I know that'll sound odd, but housing is part of the city fabric. It's part of everything that makes the city work. It's part of the shops, the jobs, the streets, the parks, the open spaces, where children go, what makes families safe, what makes elderly people feel they can walk on the streets, what makes young people feel they can access jobs instead of being a bother. That's what housing is. It's a community, it's a city, it's a big, complex, interacting thing. So you can't just make housing decisions, you've got to look at it in that way. And the third thing, Julian already mentioned supply, and as you all know, it's very, very hard to expand supply. Knocking stuff down does not expand supply. This place has not expanded supply. It's made Arlington House much better, but it's shrunk supply. Everything we knock down shrinks supply. There are always dreams and plans that it'll increase supply, but it's on the very, very long burner. So if we're trying to solve our problems now, please remember that what you remove is no longer there. That is loss of housing. Secondly, there's a low-cost renting shortage because London is very pressured and very popular. Thirdly, that makes it very congested and space is always difficult and very scarce and very expensive. And fourthly, our communities are changing very fast. The people who live in London now are not the people who lived in London 20, 30 years ago. Of course, lots of people who were there 20, 30 years ago are still here, but lots more people have been added from all over the world. And that makes it very difficult, particularly for young people, and that should not be underestimated or held under the carpet. It's very sortable. People from all over the world find ways of getting on, as my own experiences in Tanzania and in the Chicago ghetto show. There's nothing like communicating, for actually communicating. It brings people together, but it's difficult. It won't happen quickly. So that's the big challenges. And then there are big national priorities that don't help. So cutting the deficit, cutting the spending, cutting the housing benefit bill, all really, really tough on Camden. Reducing benefit dependency by pushing people into work in a situation where jobs are in trouble at the moment, very, very difficult. And pushing up rents in order to generate money to build housing. Now, what could be more logical than pushing up rents in order to create more housing? It makes perfect sense, except that if people are used to paying low rents, if people don't have much money, if people aren't in work, if housing benefit is going to be capped, it's a no-win situation. People are completely stuck. So you can have a theoretical logic that you raise rents to collect more money in order to be able to pay for the housing, as this place is doing, exactly. But at the same time, it bars certain people from getting access to housing. So what happens then? So how is this playing out in Camden? Well, Camden is, as you all know too well, but I know it as a visitor to Camden, and as Julie says, as a biker through Camden, it's a very, very popular borough. It's got lots of attractions. It's got big tourist attractions that nobody planned, like Camden Market. I mean, just completely remarkable. And then it's got, I can't remember what proportion of your stock is in conservation areas, but it's got absolutely beautiful areas. It's got the whole of Hampstead. It couldn't be better as a place. But it is short of cash, and it is very pressured. And because of political decisions by different groups and factions in Camden, which should really think carefully about their ways forward, Camden has landed itself with a disrepair problem that other boroughs, frankly, with worse stock, don't have. And it really shot itself in the foot on the Decent Homes programme, missing out on maybe £200 million of investment. So you're in a high-cost area with lots of pressures and losing money. That is a difficult place to be. So